time for the Straight Up Wrestling Show.
What's up, everybody? It's HBT with the Straight Up Wrestling Show, guys. Out here driving around, man. Hey, had a few errands to do today, but I'm out here, man, taking care of some business and everything. Hey, the cops are hot. Cops are hot out here in Greenville County. But, you know, hey, I'm doing my thing, man, trying to obey the laws and all that, jamming while I'm doing it, watching out for people. Because, hey, when you drive today, believe me, 100%, and I know a lot of you know you have to drive for other people today because people just drive all crazy, about to run into you, you know, not paying attention to what they're doing. I mean, it happens. I mean, it happens to all of us. And we can't act like we're perfect, you know, that we don't sometimes mess up. Every driver, I think, out here mess up every now and then, may cut somebody off, may do something. But yeah, I've been having trouble with my throat lately, guys, and that has something to do with these allergies. We have allergies propping up and all that. So I'm definitely having trouble with that. But besides all that, hey, I'm coming on just talk to you guys for just a little while. Man, what's going on in wrestling? Last night, I wanted to check out AEW Dynamite. Didn't get to do that. Something always pops up. But definitely, I'll probably go ahead and try to check that out a little bit later on tonight. I will be getting with a friend, hanging out. I don't know what Christopher Burton is doing today. I have no clue if he's working or not. I'm gonna have to get in touch with him. But man, you know, hey, one thing I want to talk about is Will Ospreay, man. Will Ospreay, he had a few choice words to say. He had some things to say. I haven't read about it, but I've heard about it. Will Ospreay said that he doesn't really watch WWE, and basically he's saying he believes they have a better lineup, that everybody's over there is better when it comes down to it. He did acknowledge that WWE does have the fan base and people are coming out to see WWE. You know, they do draw fans and everything. But he said when the bell rings, that's when AEW talent takes over and that they're better than everybody over there in the WWE. So let's go ahead and look at that. What he's saying, that they are better than the WWE. Man, top to bottom, I really can't say that. Now, is he better than most of the roster in WWE as far as his talent? Yes, I will say that. But there are a lot of WWE wrestlers. There's a few WWE wrestlers I would take every time over Will Ospreay. Now, if Ospreay would have went to the WWE and would have taken his talents there instead of going to AEW, I think he would have been a gem, man. He would have been a great wrestler. And he's great for AEW. AEW do have some great talent over there. And the thing about it is most of them came from the WWE. Their origins is from the WWE or somewhere else as far as an indie, somewhere in the indies or something like that. But mainly a lot of those guys went to the WWE and made their name straight up. So, you know, when you look at it from that standpoint, you have to say, okay, Will Ospreay, I understand what you're saying and everything, but you cannot say that you guys are better top to bottom. Because if we made a super show, who would come out on top? I think the WWE would win this thing. You know, if you go by skill wise, because when it boils down to it, we are talking about a predetermined thing. But skill-wise, I'm going to have to go with the WWE. AEW, you know, hey, a lot of times, a lot of things they do are very exciting, maybe even more exciting. But, I mean, after all the flips and jumps and all the chaos, what else do you have? And yes, the WWE is doing that a lot too. So, but, man, I can understand what he's saying, and I can understand him not wanting to be with the WWE. I wouldn't want to be with the WWE right now, to tell you the truth. The way they booking everybody, I just don't like it. I don't care for it at all. I know a lot of people don't care for it, and a lot of the wrestlers don't care for it when it boils down to it. I mean, it's crazy. All you have to do is look at the ratings. The ratings tell us where the business is at, where WWE is at. I mean, they just now did for SmackDown, Friday Night SmackDown, they did 1.4 million. That was down from 1.6 million. Now, when Chris and I first started Straight Up Wrestling Show, going on 4 years, almost 4 years ago, they was doing 2.6 million. Anywhere from 2.4, 2.2, I mean, on a bad week, they would do 2.1, 2.2, 2.3. But for the most part, they were doing anywhere from 2.4 to 2.6 million. So in that short time frame, 4 years, they have lost over 1 million. They lost like 1.2 million fans, man, or 1 million fans. That is just flat out crazy. And Raw on Netflix, guys, only did 3 million this week. That's worldwide. That's global. That's globally. They did 3 million views. And domestically, out of that, they did a 1.1. When we first started this thing 4 years ago, guys, they was doing anywhere from 1.8 to 1.9 million. On a bad week, it was 1.8, 1.819 or something like that. And that was in 2001, you know, the summer of 2001. They was doing like 1.8 and 1.9 every single week. And look at them now. So everything is going backwards. They are going backwards in everything. And they kept touting that we're doing record revenue over and over again. But now we see everything is going backwards for the WWE. And yes, everything that went backwards for AEW. They're hanging in there, guys. They are hanging in there. But they have a great roster. I'm not going to lie about that. When I go down AEW's roster, I'm like, man, why? You know, everything could be better. Everything could be better. And the WWE has a great roster too. And the bottom line is this. You can take those rosters, each and every one. You can take each one of those rosters. A TNA is okay, but you can take the WWE and AEW's rosters, and you can do some great things with those rosters to where, man, you can bring wrestling back to pre-90s, man. Go back to like the 90s. I'm not going to say they will ever be on the level of the 80s, but you can put it on the level of the 90s if you have great booking decisions. And speaking of booking, WWE just fired 12 out of 16 writers, guys. 12 out of the 16 writers have been let go. So where do they go from here? Now, you still have Triple H in charge of booking. But, man, hey, his booking leaves a lot to be desired, if you ask me. It really does. It really does. And I know a lot of people have supported him, and a lot of people used to argue with me about Triple H's booking and was saying that he was doing such great things. And, man, hey, those people done disappeared for the most part. As far as coming on the podcast or being around, and a lot of them had podcasts, and they done stopped their podcasts. So, hey, what is that saying? That you pretty much gave up? You've been watching this thing, and it's pretty much done got to the point where you've given up. And like one of my favorite podcasters was saying today, he was saying earlier today, I was watching him. He said, it's up to the fans. The fans is trying to move wrestling along. Podcasters and everything is trying to put out good words and trying to move wrestling along. Once again, guys, my voice is messing up. Anytime my voice is like this, it's hard for me to concentrate, hard for me to get my thoughts together. So I do apologize for that. But yeah, let me check out a few things, man. I'm a little far away because I really can't see you guys real good with the sun beaming down my eyes. But let me see who I got on here. I do want to acknowledge y'all. Wow, man. Goodness sake. Mag is in the house. My man Richard Hood is in the house. Straight Up Wrestling Family. That must be Christopher Burton who put that in there. Probably that wasn't me. But Chris Burton, if you on, man, you need to acknowledge yourself. You need to let us know, man. Hey, acknowledge yourself to your tribal chief. I'm just tripping, man. But hey, I've been in the car pretty much jamming and everything. I need to go and stop somewhere because I need to use the restroom, guys. I need to take a leak like a big dog. Straight up. But yeah, I'm just gonna do that when I get home because I'm close to the house. So I'm gonna do that when I come home. But hey, I was jamming, man. I was checking out. I was listening to a little bit of Exhibit. I was listening to some Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg. Then I was listening to some DJ Quick. I was on this West Coast vibe there for a little while, even though when it boils down to it, Exhibit is actually an East Coast guy, but he pretty much was raised in Detroit, but he made his mark over there on the West Coast. So I definitely got to roll with that. And I was checking out some old Bobby Jimmy and the Critters, guys. Man, I was, listening to that New York, and Roaches and things like that. So I definitely was checking that out. But yeah, so I'm out here, man. Pretty much done took care of the business that I need to take care of. And yeah, just wanted to speak a little bit about wrestling, and I'll get to your comments in just a little bit, man. Hey, right now, I'm just rolling up to the gas station. Think I'm gonna go in here and use the bathroom or whatever instead of doing it when I get home. But yeah, let me go ahead and shout a couple of you guys out, Mag and Richard, and everything, what you guys are saying. And wow, this gas station is packed out, man. QT's always packed out down here in South Carolina, man, especially Greenville, South Carolina, always packed out. All right, guys, let me get your comments here. Give me just a moment here. Let me get off screen, get some comments, and then about to walk into the store. All right, Mag says, good afternoon, Harry. Good afternoon to you, Mag. What's up? Harry Richard Hood says. Raymond Underwood said, what's up, Harry? Richard Hood said, Harry, what music producer invested in wrestling? That was my man, Rick Rubin. Rick Rubin, if you're talking about, he invested in Smoky Mountain with Jim Cornette for a while, but now we have the guy, the NWA guy. Goodness sake, I can't even think of his name. Didn't he used to play with the Stone Temple Pilots or goodness, I can't even think of his name right now. But he played with one of my favorite groups. He wasn't with the Red Hot Chili Peppers. Was he Stone Temple Pilots? No, it wasn't them. I don't think. Well, I can't even think of his name right now, Richard. But yeah, Rick Rubin did. But the guy who owns owns NWA Wrestling, he used to be with, goodness sake, I can't even think of which. I can't even think of which group he's with. But he was back there doing that alternative music, man. He was doing alternative music, and I love the group when they was out back in the day. That was back in the 90s. Yeah, that is a trip, Mag. Amazing how clear broadcasting from your car is better than when you are in the house. Maddo, my man, Maddo says, Harry, my man, Mr. All Days Off. Smashing Pumpkins, that's it. Yeah, love Smashing Pumpkins. Appreciate that, Mag. Appreciate that. But yeah, Smashing Pumpkins was my group, man. They were my boys. Wasn't my favorite group back there, but they was one of my favorite alternative groups. They was really good. Yeah, you were talking about Corbin. Oh, you talking about Billy Corgan? Yes, sir, Mr. All Days Off. Thank you, Richard. Most definitely. But guys, yeah, when I get home, I think Mag tonight, I'm gonna go ahead and hook up that microphone because I never have hooked up my microphone. I bought a microphone from Christopher Burton's store, the Staples that he managed. Never have hooked that up, so I'm gonna go ahead and hook that up. And I know I'm gonna be, so I'm gonna have to pretty much check out the volume and everything like that. I'll practice with it when I get home because I have a loud voice anyway. I have a pretty strong voice, so that's one of the reasons I decided not to use it. But I'm gonna go ahead and start using that. But guys, I'm getting a little hungry, man. So yeah, I'm gonna go home and grab something to eat. Let me put this thing back up, and I'm gonna talk to you guys all the way into the home. As I go home, I decided not to go into the gas station. No need to, because I'm pretty close to the crib, guys. Pretty close to the crib. But yeah, Will Ospreay, man. He had a lot to say. But yeah, Will Ospreay, I wish he would have came to the WWE. But yeah, I want to check out that Dynamite, man. I'm trying to catch up on things. NXT, I'm kind of glad that I'm not watching NXT. I'm hearing that my girl, which one? Not Jada Parker, not Parker, but which one is that? Which one that dates? She dates Carmelo Hayes. What is her name? The one that dates Carmelo Hayes. I heard she's on a losing streak. I heard he got Roxanne Perez over there losing a good bit. She loses all the time, but they got over on the main roster, which is crazy. I just think I have no clue why they continue to do that. Now, they did that with Bron Breakker when he first lost the NXT World Heavyweight Championship. They had him on a losing streak. And Christopher Burton said to me one time, man, hey, that's what they do. That's what they do. Anytime you lose in NXT, they move you up to the main roster, you're gonna lose. I mean, that don't make no kind of sense. No kind of sense. Why in the world they continue to do things like that? I have no clue. I have no clue. We're gonna humble you. We're gonna make sure that you realize that you are a worker. You're a worker. You're NWA worker. I mean, not NWA. You're NXT worker, WWE worker, and that's all you are. You're not bigger than the company. You're not going to get bigger than the company, and we're going to make sure of that. We definitely going to make sure of that. So you're going to lose for a while. You're going to lose because you know what? Because that's the way we do it. I mean, it's ridiculous. I mean, it's ridiculous when you think about it, and it's pretty stupid. I can't stand it, guys. I really can't. Wow. People supposed to be going slow in this doggone parking lot, man. They driving around. Two guys come by, and one guy, he blowing at me. Hey, I came to a standstill. And this joker's driving fast coming out of the parking lot. But yeah, I don't understand that. I mean, it's stupid logic. You want to slow down people's momentum before they hit the main roster. And that definitely hurt Karrion Kross. That's something I'll never forget. When Karrion lost, he lost right before he went up to the main roster. Then he went up to the main roster and lost. Jeff Hardy took him out. That was just flat crazy to me. It really was. I don't understand stuff like that. I don't understand it. I do understand it because you are putting, like I said, these wrestlers today, they're putting their lives in these bookers' hands that just don't really care or really understand how to build a star, how to maintain a star. I mean, you look at what they did to Gunther, guys. That's ridiculous. And they got to come back up from that. It's going to take a little while before they build back up from that. And it was just like what happened when, hey, a few months back, they was trying to make it seem like he wasn't that intimidating. Remember that, guys? When they had Bronson Reed and all those guys coming in there and talking about, you ain't that intimidating. You ain't, pretty much, he had like he was scared. Remember that? It's flat crazy, guys. Flat crazy. But I appreciate everybody coming on. I saw somebody else come on, but I'm about to get to a little bit later. But, guys, I'm about to let you go because I'm getting into the area where I'm going to have a whole bunch of trees around and everything like that. So you guys are going to lose me. But I'm going to stay on just a little bit longer until I get down into the trees, and then I'm going to go ahead and end the broadcast. But I appreciate everybody coming on. But before you leave, guys, whatever platform you're checking me out on, go ahead and hit that like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell, ding, ding, ding. Let everybody know that Straight Up Wrestling Show is live and in effect, and that algorithm can pick it up and know that HBT he's on here, man. He's talking, trying to entertain the crowd, trying to get the family together so we can talk about wrestling. But yeah, I'll talk about some more things a little bit later, and I will go over that Will Ospreay thing again a little bit later on this evening. But guys, I'll talk to you guys later. Stay straight up. Peace. I'm about to turn, so I'm not going to get off yet, but I'm about to turn this thing off. Yeah, but like I said, stay straight up, guys. Peace.